Welcome to Sandals St. Vincent.
Jenna and Andy here from A Couple Travelers, and we are at Sandals' newest resort, Sandals St. Vincent. So let's go take a tour.
So this is the main road by which you'll enter and leave the resort. Down this road on the left, you have your tennis courts, and on your right, we have a dedicated convention and conference space. We actually had our Sandals loyalty dinner there last night. It was great. You could tell that since this is a new resort, they really purposefully designed the space to do things like conferences and corporate events and weddings. So it was a really good use and comfortable space to be in. But those are some of the features that are down kind of at this far end by the entrance in the main gate of the resort. And then as we turn around here to the right, you will see the main lobby area of Sandals St. Vincent. So this is where you'll be dropped off when you arrive from the airport. We were greeted with a really nice song, some cold glasses of champagne, and it was a great start to the Sandals experience.
In the first building right off the lobby, we're gonna come to the Sandals Club Lounge. So this is a dedicated space for guests who are staying club level here at Sandals. In case you are unfamiliar, there are 3 different room levels that you can book: luxury, club, and butler. We will link some videos down below that get a little bit more in detail as to what is included with each room category. But if you were staying club, once you arrive, you are ushered in here where you will be checked in. It's also a dedicated space for you to go to at any time to ask questions, work with a concierge, have a snack or a drink. It's nice, it's air conditioned. It's always a nice bonus space if you're staying club level. On the opposite side of the Club Sandals Lounge, you will have the Wedding Lounge here at Sandals. This is where you'll come if you are having a destination wedding or vow renewal ceremony to finalize your details once you arrive on site with your planner. But if you're interested in learning more information, I did want to mention that I am a travel agent. I specialize in Sandals resorts, so if you're interested in coming to Sandals for a vacation or possibly a wedding and honeymoon as well, I'd love to answer some questions, help you price out some options for you. So I will put my email address in the video description below. It is completely free to work with a travel agent if you didn't know.
Moving on from the wedding lounge, we are coming into the main lobby area. Again, this is where you will arrive at the resort, be greeted by the wonderful team, and you can tell by the overall aesthetic and vibe that this is a very modern take on Caribbean luxury. Sandals St. Vincent is the newest resort in what we'll call the Sandals 2.0 version of resorts. So really started with Sandals Royal Curacao, then Sandals Dunn's River, and now Sandals St. Vincent. So it's a very bright and airy and fresh look on what you might think of as a typical Sandals resort, talking about resorts like Sandals Grand Antigua, Sandals Grenada, Sandals South Coast, for example. All great properties, but in the last few years, Sandals has really made it a point to try to upgrade the experience to be more modern and fresh, and we really do truly love the aesthetic. So you'll see over to the left here, you have a bar. This, in the evening, is a hangout spot. They had a musician playing a guitar here. They also have a piano set up. Plenty of seating, as you can see. And then right across the way, you have one of the wonderful team members, and then the main check-in desk. If you are staying luxury level, that is also guest services if you have any questions while you're here at the resort. Coming out of the lobby, you get your first real view of the resort, including the main pool area, which we'll get to in a little bit, and you can see all the way down to the ocean as well. Before we get to that, we're going to head to the right, and then we'll show you a pool area, the spa, and the fitness center, and then some other areas of the resort.
Alrighty, so we have arrived at the Red Lane Spa here at Sandals St. Vincent. Red Lane Spa is at all of the Sandals and Beaches properties, and they offer a variety of services from hair and makeup if you're doing weddings here, nail services, massages, facials, body treatments, that sort of thing. I actually have a hot stone massage later today, which I'm very excited for. It'll be great after walking around recording this resort tour this morning. Nice way to unwind about halfway into our trip.
Right next to the spa, you have the departure lounge. Now, when the sad time comes that you are leaving Sandals St. Vincent, this is a great thing that they offer, which is a dedicated space for you to wait for your shuttle to bring you back to the airport. So it's nice and air conditioned inside. It frees up people from having to wait in the lobby. So you could leave that as more of an arrival and hangout space. Just a really great feature that Sandals St. Vincent offers. Heading on from the departure lounge, we are coming to the Riverside Pavilion. This is an outdoor meeting space, which it looks like they have set up for a wedding right now. There is an over-the-water wedding chapel here at Sandals St. Vincent, which we'll show you a little bit later in the tour. But this is another space that you can come work with the wedding team or an events team if you want to have any sort of those functions here at the resort.
And then right next to the pavilion, next to the departure lounge, we come to the fitness center at the resort. You do need your room key to enter the fitness center, so make sure you bring that with you. But it's a very typical gym. They have all of your standard cardio and weight machines. They keep the air really cold, which is very important when you're working out, especially on an island like St. Vincent. So what you are seeing now is the pavilion, the fitness center, and the departure lounge. And if we turn over to our right, we are coming to one of 3 main pool areas at the resort. This is the heart-shaped pool, which is really cute, but this is the quiet pool. This is where, you won't have a lot of loud music. People can come, relax, take a nap, read a book. This is gonna be the most chill of the pools here if you are really looking for a quiet, relaxing spot for the day. And at this pool area, they have a little bit of elevated seats here. These chairs have nice cushions, which you'll see at another pool area, but it's not at the main pool area. And there are several cabanas around as well that are first come, first serve. And as you can see, there's a jacuzzi here, so you have both a pool and jacuzzi option in this area.
Heading on from the heart-shaped pool, just a general note about the layout of the resort is on this side, which is, if you're looking at it from above, is the left side of the resort. This is where you have most of your private rooms. If you have a private building, the majority of them will be on this side of the resort, which makes it kind of nice. You could think of the resort as kind of like a commercial side and a residential side, so where it's very quiet. On this side where you have all the rooms, and then you have some of the larger room-style buildings, the pool, and some of the other amenities on the opposite side of the resort.
So here we are coming up on our first restaurant at Sandals St. Vincent, Gatsu Gatsu. The heart-shaped pool we were at is just on the other side of this building. But we are coming to a courtyard here that has a couple of restaurants and shops. The first being Gatsu Gatsu. This is a sushi Asian restaurant. We ate here the other night. The food was excellent. But we are going to be doing a whole separate video, a St. Vincent dining overview, to go more in depth as to what these restaurants offer, when they're open, if there's a dress code, and if reservations are required. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss that upload. To the right of Gatsu Gatsu, we're gonna have Bloom Jamaican Coffee Shop. This is one of 2 coffee shops at the resort. The other one, which we'll get to in a little bit, is a coffee shop / ice cream shop. This is just purely a coffee shop. You can get pastries, some sweets, and of course, really good coffee.
So right next to Bloom, you have a Sandals staple, which is the Jerk Shack. This is at a good number of the Sandals resorts, and this is your Jamaican jerk cuisine restaurant. We've had the opportunity to eat here at a number of the other properties. We'll be eating here a little bit later in our vacation, but here you can get things such as jerk chicken, fish and foil. They have some local potato dishes, which are really good.
So to the right of the Jerk Shack, we have Boucan, which is a brand new restaurant concept here at Sandals St. Vincent. And this is a very unique family style restaurant that features a lot of local cuisine. We do have reservations for this later in the week, so we're really excited to check this out and try some local dishes, and also to just be seated at a table with some other guests and chat with them as well.
And the Jerk Shack is part of this really nice courtyard area. We really like how they've laid out the resort, where there's really a number of different things grouped in a couple of areas. So it really makes getting around and getting things accomplished on your vacation very efficient and very easy. So for example, if you want to have a pre-dinner drink before going to Gatsu Gatsu, you have a bar right here. If you want to have a drink after Gatsu Gatsu before you watch the entertainment, here on the pavilion, it's all in one great area. And then before you head back to your room at night, which is actually what we did last night, you can take a quick spin into the Beach House Resort Shop for all of your souvenirs.
So we've only been here a couple of nights at this point, but in this area, we've seen some of the evening entertainment offerings. They've had singers, they've had a silent disco, which is always fun to put on those headphones and try to guess what people are listening to. Last night they had a movie under the stars night where they had a big blow up screen and people were using, again, those headsets from the silent disco to listen to the movie, which was really unique. So something is pretty much always going on here every night. This is a nice spot to congregate, chat with people, and enjoy some entertainment before you head off to bed for the night.
Directly across the courtyard, you have the Three Jewels Rum Bar. We love this concept. It's very similar to the Dunn's Rum Club, which was introduced at Sandals Dunn's River. Again, talking about Sandals 1.0 and 2.0, this is kind of the spot that replaces more of the English style pubs that you'll find at some of the OG Sandals properties. So this is, call it your late night spot here at the resort. St. Vincent, like many of the Caribbean nations, is known for its rum. So we're really excited to try some of that later on the vacation.
Our driver said their rum is 100 proof?
100 proof.
Which is pretty scary.
So we'll try some of that. We had some great times at the Dunn's Rum Club in Jamaica, so really excited to check out Three Jewels as well. Another note about the Three Jewels Rum Bar is that in this area to the left is kind of your game part of the bar. So there is a bar, kind of lounge area directly inside the main entrance, but this area off to the left, they have some Jenga, they have some card tables, what it looks like, they have some other board games. A really nice place to hang out at night and play some games.
So over from the Rum Club, we have what's called the Game Pavilion. You can see they have some oversized chess here. They have oversized Connect 4. The other night they had some other tables set up with some other things. So this is, you know, a nice spot to come to the pavilion, have a drink, and play some games with the fellow visitors.
To the left of the Game Pavilion, you have the Beach House Resort Shops. Like we mentioned earlier, this is your main retail area at the resort where you can get all of your souvenirs. Jenna already picked out a couple things that she wants to buy when we were browsing in here last night. This is probably the largest resort shop that we've seen at any of the Sandals properties. In addition to your souvenirs, they have a dedicated duty-free section over here on the left. So they had some like Herschel backpacks and bags. They had alcohol, obviously, to bring back home. And then in addition to all of your Sandals branded merchandise, they have sundries, your suntan lotion, any sort of OTC medications that you might need, and then some snacks and beverages and things like that. So you're fairly typical resort shop, but it is quite a large resort shop, which is nice to see.
So to the left of the gift shop, we're gonna come upon Epics. That is the photo studio at the resort. You can come here to book your photo sessions, and when you have one booked, this is where you will show up to meet your photographer, and they will take you around the resort, get some nice photos, and at the end of the trip, this is where you go to sort through everything, narrow down your photo options, and there are photo packages available for purchase, or you could just pay for one photo if that's what you want to do.
We've had some really great photo sessions at some of the other Sandals resorts, so if this is a big trip for you, like a honeymoon or an anniversary, it's a great way to get to know some of the locals, the great team here at Sandals, and then get some memories to take away from your vacation.
They also have photographers roaming throughout the day, grabbing your picture in the pool. So again, at the end of the trip, this is where you'll go to take a look at all of those and see if you like any of them.
To the left of Epics, we're coming into the main pool area. This is the second of the three pool areas here at Sandals St. Vincent, and it's a really different take on any of the other pool areas you'll see at the other resorts. Mainly noted by the feature that this is a 300-foot long linear pool. Adam Stewart, the executive chairman of Sandals, has talked about how he really likes this concept. It's kind of the first, again, design of this pool. So it's a really unique take on what the great Sandals pool experience could be. If you are someone who likes to swim laps, this is perfect for you. This pool is also anchored by a staple at any Sandals property, which is the swim up bar. Really like this new swim up bar concept as well. It's kind of a new, modern, fresh design. They have some TVs here. You can watch any sports games that are on. And then this is kind of the party vibe at the resort. This is where they have the DJ playing throughout the day and plenty of chairs and cabanas on either side of the pool. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning right now, and what they do at Sandals St. Vincent is they actually put the towels on the chairs so you don't have to go to the towel station to get them. So that doesn't necessarily mean that the chairs are reserved. Usually if the towels are laid out, you'll kind of take the hint that the chair is reserved, but you can see plenty of availability here early in the morning. We should note that the resort is currently at 37% capacity, and this is the last week of October 2024. We did learn last night at the Sandals loyalty dinner though that come Sunday, the resort is jumping up to 90% capacity. So needless to say, by the time you're watching this video, the resort will likely be much busier, so we can't really say what the state of the pool chair situation will be at that time, but at least from our experience, we've had a lot of flexibility when coming out here and getting some pool chairs.
And the rule at Sandals tends to be butlers always get first selection of the chairs. They usually come out before 6 a.m., reserve those, and at 6 a.m., anything left is up for grabs. I always recommend stopping over on your way to breakfast, or if you're getting up in the morning and going to grab a coffee or something, come out, reserve your pool chairs, and then you don't have to worry about it. And so this pool is actually the one that's gonna have all of the kind of daytime activities. The other day they were doing pool volleyball here, and basically anything that you read on the schedule that takes place at a pool is gonna be this pool here. And I also wanted to give a shout out to all of these cabanas around the pool. They are first come, first serve here. They are not an upcharge like some cabanas are at other Sandals resorts that we've been to. So we actually grabbed a cabana for later today, so I'm excited to kind of have a nice spot by the pool that's not just a standard chair.
So from this end, you could really see just how long the main pool is. Again, 300 feet long. And then at this end, which is the end towards the beach, you have your jacuzzi. Pretty sizable jacuzzi, actually, so you could fit a good number of people in here.
So on the other side of these cabanas is that main pool area that we were just at. So we followed this path along, going by some of the bungalows, and we have ended up here at the shuffleboard court. And right behind that, we just wanted to flag these 4 main buildings. These are all new builds for this resort when they purchased the property. A lot of these bungalows that you just saw were part of the original property, and then these 4 main buildings were built brand new for Sandals St. Vincent. They all have swim-up rooms at the bottom. We are actually staying in that very first building down there on the 2nd floor in the LX room category. It's been a beautiful, beautiful room. This resort, funnily enough, was actually going to be a beaches for a while, which is why these rooms seem to be extra spacious, because it was designed for families. But I absolutely love that I have a giant closet while I'm here on vacation.
We already have a room tour of that room out in the channel now, so after this video, go check that out. And then right across from the shuffleboard court, we're coming to the Crescent pool. So this is on the right side of the main pool if you're looking at it from above, and it's aptly called the Crescent pool because it's in the shape of a crescent. You're still gonna kind of get a little bit of a party vibe here because you are right next to the main pool. It might not be as lively because you are a little bit separated by the cabanas and the trees, but you could see it's kind of a new concept for Sandals, and they have as you can see, some cabanas that actually jut out partially into the pool, and then they have these cool fountains as well.
So just one other quick thing we wanted to flag while we're in this area before we start heading over toward the beach. So at that pointy roof, that is the lobby. And then to the right, right off this main building right here, that is gonna be where the nurses station can be found. So if you have any reason to need medical attention, that is where you're gonna go to visit with the nurse. They have doctors on call as well, so that'll be where you'll go for that.
We're now going to head to the front part of the resort. So here's the Crescent pool area and the main pool area. And so while we walk down towards the beach, in case you are watching this video, you're probably interested in all-inclusive resorts or Sandals specifically, and thank you for watching. As a couple travelers, Jenna and I primarily cover theme parks, cruises, and resorts. So if that sounds cool to you, make sure you subscribe for videos across all of those different categories. In addition to Sandals St. Vincent here, we have a number of videos already out in the channel about Sandals Royal Curacao, Sandals Duns River, Sandals Grenada, Sandals South Coast. We went a little bit earlier in our YouTube career to Sandals Grand Antigua, as well as Sandals Barbados and Royal Barbados. So we have a number of videos that cover the tours of those resorts. We have videos about tips for packing for Sandals, tips for visiting Sandals in general. So that is a whole dedicated playlist. We also went to our first Secrets resort earlier this year. While Sandals is couples only, Secrets is adults only. So we have a number of videos out in the channel about Secrets Akumal in Riviera Maya, Mexico. That was a fantastic resort, so check those out if you're interested in that. And then anything in the cruise world, we went on the inaugural sailing earlier this year of Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas, the largest cruise ship in the world. So we have some videos up about that. And we are also going on our first celebrity cruise next year to Norway on the Celebrity Apex. So that is a series of videos coming in 2025. And then somewhere down the road, we will hopefully have some more videos about going back to Alaska. That was one of our favorite vacations of all time. We went last summer on Royal Caribbean's Ovation of the Seas, had an amazing time visiting Seattle. And so you could check those videos out. They are up on the channel now as well. What an awesome view. Again, Sandals is nestled right here in this valley in St. Vincent. So we just walked down this path towards the beach. But we're gonna head up this ramp to the left and show you the other main restaurant area here at the resort.
All right, so we just came up this ramp here, and turning over to our left, the first thing we're gonna come upon is the Island Routes desk. This is your excursion desk. So if you have an excursion booked, this is where you're gonna come the morning of your excursion. If not, this is a great place to go to hear what your options are and to actually book those great excursions. And across from Island Routes, we're gonna have Pizzeria Isola and Amoro Salads and More. Obviously, Pizzeria Isola is gonna be where you can order pizzas, and Amoro is gonna be salads. They have a whole bunch of pre-made salad options that you can choose, or you can build your own bowl, but that's been a really great lunch option to grab something quick and bring it over to your pool chair.
And Amoro is a new dining concept for Sandals. Really great to have kind of a health-focused option here at the resort if you want something a little bit lighter like a salad.
So over from those restaurants, we will turn right. You'll see we're at another courtyard with a bunch of seating as we are surrounded by a couple of different restaurant options. And the next thing we're gonna come upon is the loyalty and travel desk. This is where you come on your vacation to book your next Sandals vacation. They offer, on top of current promotions, either 10, 11, or 12% off, depending on what room category you book. But that is an exclusive discount given to those who book their next trip while they are on site. It is still combinable with military discounts. It is still combinable with the 777 promotion, which is great. And then when you get home, if you booked your current trip with a travel agent, you can transfer your new reservation to a travel agent, which is great. So right next to the loyalty and travel desk, we have Crema. This is the coffee and ice cream shop that I mentioned earlier. So another spot to come and get a great morning coffee. They have great ice cream as well. We had Guinness flavored ice cream the other day, which was really tasty. Big fan of the lattes, but again, great to have two options on either side of the resort to get your morning coffee.
Moving on from Crema, we are coming to the third of the main pool areas here at Sandals St. Vincent. This is kind of a, call it double infinity pool almost. It's not like the double infinity pool in Sandals Royal Curacao, but I think you get what I'm talking about by seeing it. So you have one level here at the top, you have another level below it, so kind of like stadium style seating. And this is also where you have some of those a little bit comfier cushioned chairs. We actually hung out here yesterday, had a really great time. Again, love how Sandals laid out this resort, so you kind of have everything you need in one location. So if you're hanging out by the main pool area during the day, your local coffee shop is Bloom. And then if you're hanging down here during the day, you could just jump into Crema and get it there. As you can see, really great views of Buchanan Bay and the beach.
And even at, what time is it, 8:30 in the morning, still seeing plenty of pool chair availability. And at this resort, I love how every set of chairs has an umbrella. There's been several resorts we've been to where that's not always the case, that every chair set has an umbrella. And we do like shade sometimes, so
Yes.
This has been nice. Everything by all of the pools, the chairs and the beaches, tons of umbrellas. So right next to the pool, we're coming up on our next restaurant, Parasol Beach Club. This is a brand new concept for Sandals here at Sandals St. Vincent. And this is breakfast place, lunch place. You can come get crudité, tuna crudo, burgers, and it is the only sit-down restaurant option for breakfast. The other option is the buffet. Very nice open air concept here, beautiful views, and this is also the pool bar for the two pools that are next to us. So right across from Parasol, we are going to come upon Sora. This is the breakfast buffet, and then it is also the Italian restaurant for dinner. They have both indoor and outdoor seating. We have eaten at the breakfast buffet. We have not yet had dinner here, but we will be later on in the week. So to the right of Sora, we're gonna pass some of that outdoor seating for that restaurant, and we're heading over to Butch's Island Chop House. It's named after Sandals founder, Butch Gordon Stewart, but this is always a great meal, very popular. Reservations tend to go very fast for this restaurant, but if you have the opportunity to eat there and you like steak, that is definitely a must-do.
So you can see here at Butch's, you do have some outdoor seating as well. And then rounding out our dining options here at Sandals St. Vincent, you have Scrimshaw. Scrimshaw is another new restaurant concept introduced here, and this is your seafood restaurant. So at some of the older Sandals resorts, you'll find Schooners, which is the seafood restaurant, but this is a new take on a primarily seafood dining experience. We ate here our first night, had a really good meal. Jenna and I aren't big seafood eaters, but they did have a really good steak option on the menu that was delicious, so this is another good option.
So what we're looking at here is Parasol Beach Club, and turning all the way to the left, we're gonna come upon the dive center for Sandals. In case you don't know, if you are scuba certified, you can come to Sandals and scuba as much as you want without incurring any diving fees. If you are not certified, you can take a certification class through Sandals for, I believe it's like $99 or something in that range, and you will be allowed to scuba at Sandals for the rest of your trip and any other Sandals for up to a year. And then right here we have a small beach area, and this overlooks the over-the-water bungalows. There are several Sandals resorts that have over-the-water bungalow offerings. They are very popular because they are, not a far flight from the United States, and yet they have that Maldives feel that a lot of honeymooners and people on special occasions are looking for. And these are unique because these are two-story over-the-water bungalows. Now, if you are staying in a butler level room here at Sandals St. Vincent, you will actually be brought over from the airport. You'll have a very short drive, and then you'll be getting on a boat, and you'll be brought to this pier right here when you arrive at the resort. If you're staying in a luxury or club room, you're gonna be taking the drive in shuttle buses from the airport. That's what we did. It's about a 45-minute drive, and I will warn you, if you are car sick, this island has very, very windy roads, so make sure you take Dramamine, prepare yourself mentally for this drive if you're someone who typically gets car sick. So one last thing I want to mention in this area is the over-the-water wedding chapel that we mentioned earlier in the video. This is one of a few of the Sandals resorts that offers the over-the-water wedding chapel. It is an additional fee for use of that chapel because how cool is it to get married there? But just wanted to flag that this resort has that as an offering. Great place to have your destination wedding, and what better room to stay in while you're here for your honeymoon than those over-the-water bungalows.
So you can see back in the distance there, you have the over-the-water bungalows, you have the wedding chapel behind these umbrellas here, the pool area, And now we're coming up to the beach. Beautiful beach here at the resort, again, set on Buchan Bay. You can see a number of these Sandals boats anchored out here for your tubing, for your snorkeling, for your scuba diving. And then as you would expect to find on the beach, plenty of seating, your chairs, your umbrellas, and your tables. So just a really great place to hang out if you are more of a beach person. This is not the biggest beach at any of the Sandals resorts. It's still a good size, and you have some pretty small waves coming in here, as you can see, but still a really nice beach experience. Also some really great sunsets here. We are on the leeward side of the island, which is more or less the western side, so great position for some sunsets.
I will say the sand on this beach is incredibly soft. It's that nice white sand and not a lot of seaweed here, which I know can be a problem at some resorts and people are very picky. I do not want to walk through seaweed to get to the ocean. This water is pretty clear. And at the very end of the beach, we have the Aqua Center. Now this is where you will go to get those Hobie cats, get a kayak, a glass bottom boat, get your life vest. They also have these really cool like aqua trikes, is that what it's called?
I think they call them hydro trikes.
Hydro trikes, which basically looks like a paddle board that has a bike on top of it. Super fun, but this is where you'll come to see what activities are offered, and they will get you set up and you will go off into the ocean.
So that is a full walkthrough tour here at the newest Sandals resort, Sandals St. Vincent. This is a gorgeous property,
Beautiful.
amazing staff, amazing service. So if you're looking for an awesome Sandals experience, we would highly recommend Sandals St. Vincent.
And the island of St. Vincent itself, it's not super touristy. It's not
Right.
like going to Jamaica or the Bahamas. This is a very unique experience. They only just started having flights somewhat daily out of Miami at least. More flights to come, but this is definitely a unique destination to be sure.
But that is all we have for you today. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and follow us on social media at A Couple Travelers.
And until next time, keep traveling.